Kalista. Kalista does have a great early game as well, but I would still prefer Draven in the laning phase. If you can play Draven well and you can also play Kalista well, then I think Draven is just overall the better early game AD carry in this patch. Now for the tier 3 picks in this patch, these champions are average. You can play them, but they're really outclassed right now by the tier 2 and the tier 1 champions, and these picks are Vayne and Lucian. So I think Vayne, she just struggles way too much in the early game to be a viable pick. If you get past the early game and you can reach the mid to late game, then you're gonna have great success on her, but a lot of the time, if you're just getting shoved in or you're just getting camped in the laning phase and you're just playing against a better early game AD carry, then it's gonna be very hard for you to get to the point in the game to where you want to be. And then for Lucian right now, he's an AD carry pick to where he's not super good at one specific thing, and I think that really either makes him a very strong pick for solo queue or it makes him a very weak pick. Right now, he's kind of in that weaker phase because recent item nerfs to Blade of the Ruined King, and I think Lucian also got a nerf recently. It just brings him down in power because he doesn't have that late game scaling of a Twitch or of a Jinx. He doesn't have that super strong early game of a Draven or a Kalista, and he doesn't provide any utility for his team like a Sivir does. I think that's just not that good right now in this patch. You can still play him, but obviously I think the tier 2 and tier 1 picks are just awesome. So that is going to be it for this AD carry tier list for 7-15. If you guys did enjoy the video, then please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you've yet to already. So thanks for watching, guys. Have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video.
Oh no, it's a support Xayah.
I have your back.
Yo, fuck. Everyone with me.
I want to feel every side. That's the only way to live. Am I right? Or am I right?
Pre-purchase at the Blizzard shop.
Hey guys, today we're going to be checking out some stuff that's going to
Oh shit.
What do I hit? What is that?
they won't talk about it. This could also be how change on how they change the ultimate AD ratio to make it a little bit more, so it should be a bit better, but those are direct changes that are in patch note. Most people probably missed it, most really didn't pay attention, I guess they think it's pretty trash, but actually, according to Lowalytics, he has over a 58% win rate on the best games. These are the guys who have played him quite a lot at high elo, who kind of understand him a bit more, so actually he should be pretty good. I think he's pretty good if you know how to play him, but there are a lot of bad games right now. Anyway, that's not really the point of the video. We're looking for more hidden stuff. We might as well start with Xayah though, actually. So she's been in the dumpster for a long time now, but probably not this patch. Buff number 1 was a direct change to her Q damage, actually quite a lot. It's going to make her pretty good. Buff number 2 wasn't actually her, but the tank meta we were in. You know how everybody has got a massive
Rebellion
bonus
puts
for
the
Righteous
fire
Warrior
in my
right now,
blood.
how it lets Maokai and Cho'Gath and whatever get into fights and engage. It's a really good item. Xayah's ultimate is the same deal. It's team-wide, it's even free for the tanks to get, you don't have to buy or anything, or it makes them even faster. Basically, Xayah's ultimate in a carry meta is pretty crap. Nobody wants to die balls deep when you're playing like a Jace or something when you have no defense, but in the tank meta, that's exactly what tanks want to get into the middle of everything.
Like they know
Buff
what
number
to do
3
with
with
it.
defensive support. So we've got Janna, Soraka, a cheeky little bit of a carrot coming back, and that's what Xayah really wants. Somebody to keep her alive, right? Let her also attack at the back of her fight and spread her little bouncing crits. And I always thought really that engage was best ever tanks, but actually no. The highest win rate supports are always defensive ones, keeping us safe. That is why I think Xayah is probably going to find out now. Good diet buff, hidden buff. But those two things are actually hidden to champions you wouldn't expect. Champions like Caitlyn, Ashe, Jinx, even Sin as well actually. Xayah can outscale the other crit champions here and just push to win the lane. She outscales in a different way to most people though, because even though she's so good late game,
you don't have to follow whatever the trend is. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Do whatever feels authentic to you.
That scales in a different way to most people though, because even though she's so good late game, it's why she also beats Jin at CS whenever you actually don't even have to get in range. You bounce your W through the entire enemy team, through minions to hit and crit the enemy AD. They can't actually return any damage and you're killing them from the other end of the fight. It's really hard to play against. So Sivert then with a Caitlyn style build, kind of Shiv, Infinity Edge, Rapid Fire Cannon will probably be sick this patch. I think it's pretty obvious now, but this patch is going to be definitely more meta with these changes, but that's also a hidden buff to defensive supports. We are talking like Xayah, Soraka, Tariq, by the way. Like a lot of people have been asking me about our favorite fabulous support, and yes, like he's a lot better in this. And Tariq's ultimate is really good when you're trying to keep a tank alive for even longer, honestly. Like sure, it's very good for low health stuff as well, but like on a tank diving in, the AD is basically kept away from the fight for even longer than normal. It's also Xayah and Soraka though, like keeping a Zed alive is really nice, but it's not easy. Instead, if you top up a tank, you shield a tank, they last longer and the enemy AD can't kill them. You win the fight that way. It's a very weird concept actually, not talking about very much, but keeping a tank alive is probably the easiest way to ever win a team fight. If your tank doesn't die, your DPS basically gets to free hit the entire time. But when he does die, their mid and AD carry moves onto your damage. That's a really quick, short, dumb kind of way of putting it, I guess, but it makes the point. Now this one is probably the biggest hidden change this patch actually, like Rumble top lane, maybe even Cassiopeia I guess a bit as well. The first change is Mindo's new E passive, where if he takes magic damage, his magic resist is increased by 2% and that can stack up to 30% in max rank. Change 2 is adaptive helm damage reduction from the same source was increased to 20% of a reduction. Both of these champions are going to be boned in slightly different ways. Rumble, to start with, is definitely biggest. Mindo was always very good against him anyway, kind of like a counter. The healing from his ultimate basically kind of negates Rumble's damage over time. Mindo is going to get his bonus magic resist passive so easily as well. Rumble's flame spitter technically deals damage every 0.25 seconds over the 3-second duration, so that is actually 12 ticks of individual damage. We've just achieved flame spitter right on the 24% bonus magic ticks as well. He could rush a visage to increase the healing and now gains up to 30% more magic resist as well, but adaptive helm would make a really good rush. Reducing that damage by a further 20% after the magic resist increase, and that would affect like death by touch. The damage over time is reduced by adaptive helm, but actually it's also magic damage, which means it's reduced by the increased magic resist. Same for Leandri Torment, it works exactly the same way. Cassiopeia is a very similar story, so death by touch plus her fangs plus her poison are all reduced by adaptive helm. Her Q is going to be 3 separate ticks of damage, then death by touch on top of that every half a second. So after like 2 seconds of fighting Cassiopeia, Mindo has 30% bonus magic resist already. It's kind of disgusting really, because you think Mindo is likely going to get visage and adaptive helm together, so that 30% is going to be a decent amount as well. It does actually get worse though, like as if that wouldn't be bad enough. Players like Mindo can buy a locket to completely negate Rumble's ultimate damage for his entire team. He'll build a Warmogs most likely anyway, maybe a stone plate to take the piss, easily 2,000 health shield for his whole team to be honest. And as well, his ultimate regen 60% of his total health pool. So like Mindo is the AP counter champion now, especially for sustained damage. If you ever pick Rumble or Cassiopeia into Mindo and he has a brain, like even a very small brain, you will never ever do any damage to it. So the next one, the Xerath buffs, like oh boy. So if you ban Zed and you hope they don't pick LeBlanc, you should be okay anyway magic-wise. With him getting a bit stronger though, we'll probably see him as a good kind of pocket counter to a lot of other mid. Even though there is barely any mid changes in this patch, this could be a hidden nerf to a lot of meta mid players. Orianna, Syndra, Corki, Lux, that's going to be a big one. But Xerath has a decent against essentially outrages the damage, he threatens them in lane with a combo, and team fights he's touching before they even get
Yeah.
With Morello, Ludens, and short boots, 3 items, your Q is about 450 damage I think. If you get 3 of those, Syndra cannot do anything in a fight. Probably use a sniper with your ultimate and turn it into a fully fight. I know he's not that popular, but if you face him, you are gonna be sad if you play meta mid stuff with this patch. And I guess in a way, the buffs to Xerath will actually probably make a bigger splash than we think. The slow for starters, right? Like now if you hit the W, it makes your QER easier as well. You'll be doing more damage from that change because you're not missing as much, even though damage wasn't actually changed at all in patch notes. So coming back to the tank meta again, snooze fest meta really, at least right though, were kind enough to give us a proper counter as soon as the patch dropped, right? With Nasus. On Nasus E now, now, it spreads 35% armor rather than a base of 30. So it's kind of like saying, okay, we're going to give your sword boots the same penetration as a void staff now. That seems fair, right? This is actually a massive deal, way bigger than people think. First off, it's for everybody. You have a good amount of base armor at later levels, even on an AD carry. With no arm pen, you'll be struggling to kill an AD who has about 40% damage reduction on physical damage from his armor, just his base armor. The problem is, for most AD carries to go triple crit right now, if they want to Whisper. That doesn't really matter anymore though, because Nasus E can give us the same penetration as a Last Whisper for free. For tank players playing against this is awful. If the AD with Last Whisper and Nasus, you're 100% boned. Even with just Nasus, you're probably boned. You probably noticed, but once an AD gets Last Whisper, your armor doesn't really mean as much anymore. That is when you start to die. That's the first part, right? Like why tanks are kind of boned against Nasus now, but that is also a hidden buff to lock it. Shields and stuff are a really good answer to arm pen or magic pen and stuff. Like yes, your shield might fall a bit quicker, but you still got the massive shield to block damage for a bit. Also, stone plate becomes more important. You pop that when Nasus' E is down and you try to just outlast the debuff. It's not the best, but it's kind of an answer at least. To be honest, the real answer here would be to get champs that counter Nasus like Talon or Kled, Yorick, Yasuo. These guys will be getting a big hidden buff this patch when they're against Nasus. Like sure, he counters tanks very hard now, but he's proper bad against aggressive picks in lane. This change is only broken basically if you can survive the lane phase, and if you're against a tank. Having enough speed more is great late game, but that doesn't mean anything when you get pounded early. Finally, a bit about Dustblade actually. Probably one of the most broken things I've ever experienced for a long time, except the Black Cleaver meta where it could stack a few years ago. Like that was legit the worst thing ever. I quit the game for like a week. So Dustblade now doesn't slow for range, and it does less damage basically, like especially late game. The champions will get hit the hardest from this is going to be Quinn and Jace, I think, then probably Draven and Jhin after that. That is a bit more obvious though, right? The hidden buff here is actually more to Talon and Quinn, Pantheon and Zed maybe as well. So yes, it sounds weird. Dustblade got nerfed, but that means people will buy Ghostblade first more, which is actually a really good item on Roamers. It's a weird way of putting it, but people do not pay attention really to the game, right? They built Dustblade because they thought it was overpowered. Now they're going to build the real OP item without really realizing it. Let me just explain, like Ghostblade was changed to give 40 out of combat move speed now, but that is almost the same as having tier 2 boots. That's also increased by 20% with the active, but the point is having an extra set tier 2 boots actually makes you grow bloody fast. Whether you realize it or not, one, the game is easier when you grow, so the easiest way to win from this Number 2, the move speed from that set you run quicker, better, so you're likely to get a kill out of it. Also, you lose less farm when you're running as well. So there are a lot of reasons why move speed is actually really strong. Even though the damage is slightly lower now on Dustblade, if you play around the move speed and roaming aspect, your overall win rate should actually increase. It's pretty weird, but it's definitely a hidden aspect. As we kind of said earlier as well, any lethality nerfs are buffs to tanks. Lethality sucks against a tank really bad. Lethality is a flat penetration, right? That means you take whatever armor they have and literally just minus the number on your arm pen. Early game on an AD carry, they might only have 50 armor, so taking 15 from your Dustblade is actually pretty good. Later though, a 300 armor tank then goes down to 285 armor from your Dustblade. You see what I mean? It doesn't really do much. The more lethality gets bought by AD carries or mid laners, whatever, the more armor stacking tanks actually become stupidly overpowered and they just do not die. That's basically how it works. So that wraps up my hidden changes for this patch. Stuff you wouldn't have expected, but will be happening kind of below the radar. Thank you for watching, and now I'll leave you with the robots.
You okay? Better now.
God damn it.
Since I arrived back from Korea, a lot of the boys have been hitting me up for a tier list.
Oh, I was born to ruffle feathers.
I need help.
Enemy rampage.
taking blue first. There we go.
The world's a big place. Don't want to miss any of it. Can we give them a fighting chance?
Only if we want to have fun. Yes.
Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
That was a nice.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Nice. I'm gonna push.
Get my back. No one will block my path.
You got it.
Do I make you happy, Rakan?
Every day of my life. Every road leads someplace.
I hate everyone there. Not you, baby.
Oh wow, I wasn't even attacking me. I don't think you can do it, dude. There we go.
Killing spree.
These are making a ton of gold off this. Hold on.
I'll just put that there. That's a good place.
greater than the human word.
God damn. Come on, Vlad, you're 2 and 6.
I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to scout around. Were they trying?
Probably, but there are two ways.
An enemy has been slain.
Holy shit. What is his damage? And how does he have so much HP? Oh my god.
I always wanted to be buried and resurrected in this outfit.
Enemy rampage.
This is enough playing Aram.
Sabotage takes patience and time, and lots of feather daggers. I can't do this alone.
Oh wait.
They say I don't know when to quit. Like that's a weakness.
An enemy is
Oh
unstoppable.
my god.
The fight's here! By name!
It's the same fight!
Nice.
Another horizon.
Nice.
I need to see if people can see.
Another minor annoyance reduced to rubber. See the enemy, another mark.
Your turret has been destroyed.
How do you like me today?
More than yesterday, less than tomorrow.
Make them remember. They'll never forget.
Shut down.
Whew. Alright, this game's getting interesting, man. At least you can outscale the Lucian.
Oh, I wasn't finished with these fools yet.
An ally has been slain.
Xayah are only half of our whole story.
See that?
I couldn't miss it!
I know people are watching. How can they not be?
Last night, it was totally like
An enemy has been slain.
Why do they break so easily?
they aren't made like us.
Not a single one.
They deserved it.
We'll try, bud. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Damn.
Shut down.
Ugh. Since I don't really got a real true tank. Garen's gonna be building really soon.
I always wanted to be buried and resurrected in this outfit.
Has been slain.
Oh, I wasn't finished with these.
Thank you!
Anytime!
Mwah!
Show people
trap unprepared.
I am not blind.
If you don't want to do this,
No, I want to.
you're only here because of me.
Freedom fighting is a good look for me.
An ally has been slain.
Thanks.
For what?
Not saying I told you so.
Has been slain.
They say I don't know when to quit.
Destroyed a
Like
turret.
that's a weakness.
Has destroyed a turret.
Magic is again unfettered.
An ally has been slain.
I'm going now. Where? Anywhere not here. That's where. You can keep up with me. Fayom Tan Fa. Things are getting ugly. I will rest when our homeworld is Hook me up with that magical creature discount?
An ally has been slain.
Do you love me because I'm beautiful or because I'm sexy?
Not now.
Love is so cruel.
Your inhibitor is respawning soon.
Want it? I think scars are sexy.
Okay, so I'll get more.
not grow much.
How can humans not hear the magic?
They're too busy building things.
No, that's not what.
There we go. Holy shit. Holy shit. Let's see this.